Du coup, toi, tu fais du hockey. Bon, écoute, je te laisse. Hein. Oui, salut.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel once again. Today I'm super mega excited to be sharing this brand new movie that I just recently came across, and yes, it's a lesbian movie with a lesbian couple who actually have a very intense, in this case relationship. But before we get into further details, please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. And if you have also watched the movie, let me know your personal thoughts on it, because in my personal opinion, I feel like this movie had a lot of potential to be way bigger than what it actually was, but at this point it is what it is. So I just wanted to do this very quick review and share the storyline of Maron and Karine on this amazing movie. In my personal opinion, before we get into it, I just want to say I would definitely rate this movie a 8.5 out of a 10. So let's get right into it. So the movie basically follows Maron, a young teenage who sets out from Switch in search of her missing father. So while she's on her way to go search for her missing father, she actually ends up finding out where he lives. So she actually ends up going there. But once she gets there, she actually ends up finding out that her father is not there, that he actually have left, and he have only left in this case her little sister, and in this case, her stepmother behind. So her stepmother was actually the one who took her in and basically was taking care of her, while they was trying to figure out what to do with the situation. And of course, her stepmother still has very high hopes that one day her father will return. In this case, Maron's, in this case, Manon's mother, she have passed away, so she's kind of alone, and so she went to look out for her father, but she actually ends up finding out that her father did the same thing that he did that with her mother, in this case by abandoning her. And in this case her stepmother doesn't want to accept that yet. So later on you can actually say she's still battling a lot with her family issues. And then on the other hand, we have Karine is a ice skating, teenager who's also under a lot of pressure to perform while she's struggling with a lot of things mentally, physically, and emotionally, especially in this case mentally, because she is actually taking medication to help her cope with the pain when it comes to her injuries because of the skating. She really wants to do great. She really is determined to making it as a ice skating professional, but things is just not going as planned for her. Her mother is very like determined for her to basically do it, but her mother also works very long hours in the hospital. She's a doctor. So, Karin is kind of facing her own challenges mentally, physically, and there's how, Menon come in the picture and actually tries to help her cope with everything, tell her, hey, stop doing that, helping her working out, helping her understand that maybe she should just take a break from ice skating so that she can fully recover, but in this case, Karen, she was against it because, ice skating is actually all she has. On the other hand, you can also see that Manon, in this case, she's also trying to become a professional hockey player. So that's how she actually ends up coping with everything that she has going on with her romance and also with her family by just, spending her time playing, hockey. That's how she could, distract herself. That's where she went and took out her anger. That's where she went, just to get a little bit peace of mind. So playing hockey was kind of her escape, and she actually ends up joining an all boys team. And later on, as the movie progresses, you can see that she actually ends up, trying to go pro as well. And as things progress between Manon, in this case Karine, you can actually try to see that they were starting to hooking up with one another. But both of them made it very clear that they are not basically into women, but they did feel attracted to one another. So at the beginning, you can see they kind of had a lot of back and forward. It's like they were cool, but they were not cool. They were fighting, but they were not fighting. They were arguing, but they were not arguing. They just had this very like awkward, and very intense back and forward until later on they started to become closer and closer and closer and closer after they spoke things out and they have decided to be on good terms. So that's where they actually started to hooking up low key, but still being friends, nothing serious, just having fun with one another and just enjoying time together. But as the competitions were coming up, in this case, the ice hockey, in this case, when it comes to men, they needed to win so that they don't face relegation. On the other hand, Karin, she was preparing for this big competition, ice skating competition that was coming coming up, and she needed to do very, very, very well. But she was also, like I said, taking things to help her cope with the pain, and that was starting to damaging her slowly but surely. So later on, Manon actually reached out to the person who was giving her those things and told her, hey, stop giving her this because it's causing her this and this and this. Of course, the guy didn't listen and he just kept giving it to her. And then later on, you can see that that actually ends up affecting Karim a lot. And as things progress, you can see that, during this whole ice skating performance, you can see that at the beginning, her first, she was doing well, but she still felt like she didn't do, well enough. So later on, she went to the dressing room and she went to take, what she didn't need to take. And she actually ended up, taking her own life away, very, very unfortunately. But, luckily, you can see that Manon already knew that she was going to do something. So she went after her to try to help her, and she came in time, so that she can call the ambulance to help her out and all of that. So later on, you can see that, clearly, Karim, she actually went to, hospital, and she also went to rehabilitation, if I'm not mistaken, so that she can go ahead and go get help. And that's exactly what happened. So they had this very beautiful moment where, in this case, Menon, she was already like, very, very, very worried with her situation, while she was also trying to make her, stepmother understand that her father will never come back, that he's just a bad man and he will do the same thing that he did to her mom to her. And later on, she was also trying to be there for her stepmother, while she was also trying to be there for Corinne, and while she was also trying to pursue her dream on becoming a professional hockey skater. So she was just going through a lot in this case. So later on, as you see, Karim, she had her ankle broken because her ankle was already like broken. So, then, Amanda went to see her in the hospital. And when she arrived in the hospital, you can actually see that, in this case, Karen, she was very happy to see her. They went to a bench, they spoke. And then, Karin, she actually had this very beautiful moment where she told Menon, like, I thought you didn't like girls. And then Menon basically told her, hey, I don't like girls, I just like you. So there was something very cute, but also it left me with a little bit of a salty mouth because after, Menon told that to Karim, Karim basically just stood up and she left. So I don't know if that was like, okay, I like you, you like me, but this is not the moment for us to be together. I'm recovering. I don't know if I will ever go back to ice skating. You're gonna probably leave to become a professional. So, they were just left out of this very awkward hook. So I don't know if they ended up together or not. But by the ending of the movie, I guess not. But yeah, so later on, you can actually see that Manon, she went to university where she's decided to play, professional hockey. So she definitely did go ahead and pursue her dreams. I don't know what definitely happened, to Karin in this case, but Manon definitely went on and pursued her dream. And, she was just fully, fully, fully dedicated to it. Very, very beautiful moment. The movie is called River. Yes, the movie is called River, and you guys can go ahead and go watch it on Apple TV. Highly, highly, highly recommended. So yes, guys, that's basically it. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Until the next video, and goodbye.